am back in the Discovery Island lab with another experiment today. I hope you guys are having a great day because I know I am. So we have been talking about courage, and that is just being brave enough to do what you should do even when you are afraid. Now, a question, have you ever been afraid of something? Like maybe you think it'd be impossible to do it, or maybe you're thinking, if I do it, I don't know what will happen. Or maybe you're thinking, oh my goodness, all of those other people are afraid to do it, and if they're afraid to do it, I should be afraid to do it. Well, I've got some good news for you. Let me read a verse from Joshua chapter 1, verse 9. And it says, here is what I am commanding you. Be strong, be brave. It says, do not be terrified. I love it. So do not be afraid. Do not lose hope. It says, I am the Lord your God, and I will be with you everywhere you go. So we should feel very good about that because God is saying, don't be scared, don't be afraid, but be strong and brave because I am with you. So I got a great experiment today. I'm using this little cardboard tube. I have a rubber band, I have a dowel rod, and tissues, and salt. So you're like, what are we gonna do? So I'm going to take my tissue and I'm going to put it over my dowel rod, over my tube. And I'm going to take my dowel rod and I'm going to see if I can punch right through. All right, what do you think? Oops, well, I lost my grip. Hold up. Look, right through. It was so easy. Tissue. Tissue's not very strong, is it? No. Let me try another time though. And this time, I'm going to add salt. I'm going to make sure I keep a good grip on the tube this time because I want you to see what I'm doing. So this time I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to add my salt. So in the tube, if you try this at home, you want to feel it almost all the way full. Not completely full, but close, okay? So I'm really close to the top. There's only like half an inch left. And I'm going to start packing it down. And you're asking, why do I pack it down? Because, well, it just makes things a little bit sturdier in there, you know? So now are you ready to see what will happen if I try to push it down right through? Okay, I've really got a good grip this time. And I am pushing as hard as I can, and I can't get it to go through. It will not go through. I mean, it only went that deep. And you're like, how is that possible? Look, the tissue is still intact. Let's get to the science. Okay, so the tissue by itself, not very strong. It's easy to poke a hole in, right? But when we added these thousands of grains of salt, when I started to push the dowel rod through, the force was starting to be absorbed by all of those grains of salt. And it would just go from one to the other, and it would press up against the side and the bottom of the tissue, which made it super strong. So when I try to push my dowel rod through, I cannot. And let me tell you, I'm pushing very hard. So I want you to try this one at home because it's so much fun because you can see for yourself how hard it is. So whenever the salt is added, it makes the tissue super strong. Isn't that great? So let me just say, so whenever we are thinking that we are not going to be brave and courageous, we are a lot like this tissue. You see that hole? I can see right through it. Can you see through that? But when we have courage, like God wants us to. Remember, he says, be brave and be strong and do not be afraid because he's with us everywhere we go. We can be like this, super strong, and we can do whatever he asks us to do. So whenever you think it's impossible, or whenever you're not sure what's going to happen, or even if other people are afraid, just remember that God is with you. So I want you to go out there. I want you to be strong. I want you to be brave. And I want you to not be scared at all, to have hope because God is with you everywhere you go. All right, I hope you have a great day. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.